same. Only the names will change every day. It seems we're wasting away another place where the faces are so cold. I drive all night just to get back home. I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted, dead or alive. Wanted, dead or alive.
You're listening to Rapid Fire Radio, where you never know what's going to happen next. And we have a special guest tonight, Sheriff CURT HAMBURGER from Potter County, Gettysburg, South Dakota. We're going to give him a call right now. Get this show underway about the Constitution and what it means. Are you there?
I'm here now.
There we go. Okay, well, our special guest tonight is CURT HAMBURGER, the Sheriff of Potter County in Gettysburg, South Dakota, and it's a pleasure to have you on our show. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, I can hear you fine.
All right, and if we can get you to just talk into the phone a little better for our listening audience, we'll get on with it here.
Do that.
Okay. Well, sir, how are you tonight?
Doing well so far. Doing
Okay.
pretty good.
I have some questions I would like to ask you tonight, and it hinges on our country and what you think about that. And what I want to know is, do you consider yourself a constitutionally correct sheriff?
Yes, I do.
You've took an oath for that, right?
Absolutely, I did.
And you're also a veteran, aren't you?
Yep, still serving.
And thank you for your service. Some of the questions I'm going to ask you tonight, CURT, and they're not in no way to put you on the spot or anything. These are questions that I've asked other folks running for sheriff in other counties in South Dakota, so it'll be the same way across the board. But the first question I have for you, sir, and these are hypothetical questions, some of them, is if the United Nations came into your county and told your law enforcement to step down, what would your answer be to them?
No.
That's good. That's a good answer, sir.
If the UN got to my county, we got bigger problems.
Yeah.
Already. And we should be advised of, we'd already be aware or whatever of, the situation, but hopefully it doesn't come to that.
No. In your county, tell the people of South Dakota and your county what your biggest concern is for Potter County and Gettysburg up there.
Biggest concern, just the health and welfare and protection of our citizens of Potter County. That's our biggest concern. We want to make sure that we're doing our best to serve the public and protect them and keep everyone safe.
You bet. Now, you have several others running against you, and I'm going to give you an example that actually goes on here in South Dakota. If you're familiar with Stanley County, long ago, they had a police department. When Sheriff Rathbun came along, he told the county commission, and they worked together, that said, why should we have two law enforcements where we can save money and have the sheriff's department take care of it? Now, that's been going on for 30 years, and law enforcement has been good. The folks love it. Sheriff Rathbun seems to get reelected. Do you go along with things like that?
Well, there's right now at Gettysburg, they have a PD here in our county, and we've worked pretty well together. There's certain times that, it works better to have one, and then other times it's kind of nice having the two. But right now it's hard to get law enforcement. It's hard to get people into law enforcement in a small community that doesn't have a Walmart within, 60 miles away, or a fast food place or stuff like that. And that's what we run into, is just getting deputies and city officers when we have positions open.
Right.
Down there in Stanley County, they got a few more options. They got yeah, we got a river here too, but they got a McDonald's, they got a Walmart, fairly close. It could work if everyone can get along and help it to work. It can work, but it can create problems where some of the city residents don't feel they're getting their coverage that they're paying for. So you got to be careful of that, and you got to monitor and watch that too. So,
well, do you do you feel that you could expand? I mean, if you didn't have a police department up there, do you feel that maybe you could expand your department? And I'm not trying to
yes,
put you on the spot, but
yeah, if we didn't have one, yeah, I could, make a contract with City of Gettysburg like it did the City of Hovind and get it, at least get one more deputy out of it. We can, try for that.
Yeah. Well, that's a
That's
hypothetical.
what wanted or whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
that's hypothetical, Kurt. You'd probably have to get together with the county commissioners and whatever else is involved to even come up with something like that. But I thought I'd run it past you anyway.
We were county law many years ago.
Yeah.
And depending on who you talk to tells you what the problem was, and it didn't work out. And it sometimes works great. Falk County is another example of where it works great, but it may not be the answer to end all answers. It's hard to say.
Yeah. Like on another note, and this will probably put you on the spot, Kurt, and you can answer it any way you want because we're wide open and open-minded here. There was an issue with your with the police department's patch up there at one time, and I just wanted to feel you out and see how you felt about that.
Well, I served under that patch for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Back in 2010, and I always liked the patch. I remember growing up here as a young kid and going out to our battlefield south of Gettysburg, and we had reenactments, and I always thought it was kind of part of our history, how Potter County and Gettysburg were founded, and things like that. I didn't see the issue with the Confederate battle flag and the American flag, together. We got to remember our past, remember the horrors that we've gone through to build our nation, and try not to, and don't allow that to happen again.
Absolutely. And there is a remarkable memorial in Gettysburg that I have been to personally, and it's a very touching memorial. It shows that the citizens that founded Gettysburg were both Confederate and Union soldiers looking for a place to live and settle down and get along after the Civil War. And they have a monument that depicts the Confederate flag along with our United States flag and all veterans that have served from that area, right?
Yep. Not all. I mean, not everyone's got their name on the wall, but
yeah,
many do from the area, but yeah, and we don't want to go back and relive them horrors that brought on the Civil War. We don't want to go back and relive another Civil War within our nation again, and that we got to keep that in the back of our mind so that when we are addressing problems, we can be more civil about it and talk through the problems and the issues and figure out what's best, and learn from it. And we can't always choose what history we like and we don't like.
Absolutely.
You got to have it all. It can't be pick and choose. It's got to be the good with the bad, and yeah.
If some of these organizations that are afoot and actually hired by some of the elite folks to come into towns to create a disturbance and problems, and per se they were to come and try to destroy that memorial, what would your reaction be to that?
Well, I'd probably arrest them. I mean, if it comes down to that, I mean,
you're blunt. I like that.
We had the protest here this last summer, and I talked to the folks on the other side of it, and I hear them and I understand where they're coming from. I talked to both parties, and I'm 100% for protesting. That, and it's just when you start damaging other people's property, that's when it's a riot. That's no longer protesting, and that's where you got to draw the line. I know, other cities, large cities in our nation, didn't really draw the line for them, and it just escalates. And then what do you get out of it? You end up hurting both sides, and then you get to where they clam up, and neither side listens to either side.
Very good, Kurt. What do you think about if the ATF came to confiscate guns in your county? What would your response be?
No.
Yeah.
First, I would be questioning as to why, for sure.
Yeah.
And
they have to go through you, don't they?
Well, yeah, for the most part. Yep.
Yep.
I've worked with them some, on a couple different things, and seem to be, get along good. But you got to work with them. I mean, it's whether you like them or not.
Absolutely.
You have to work with them.
Yep.
But yeah,
that's what makes your job tough. You got a lot of things you got to do.
Yep.
Well, what would you like to tell the voters of Potter County out there?
Well, I just thank them, those for their support, and come out and exercise your constitutional right June 7th and vote. And I want to continue doing my job here. I've been my 12th year as sheriff here. I want to continue on and keep trying the best I can for our citizens here, and even those citizens, the people that come through and visit, and welcome and have a great community for people to feel safe and secure in.
Kurt, you said you were still serving. What branch are you in?
I'm my 25th year in the Army National Guard.
Oh, you're to be commended for that. That's an awesome record there.
Yeah, it's a great career. I only intended or thought I was going to do 20 years, but I've enjoyed it. I enjoy the people I work with. I enjoy the organization, and I'm learning every day. I learn in my civilian job, but I learn in the guard side and leadership and working with different agencies, different units, different, all over, and I enjoy it.
Kurt, how young are you?
I'm 43.
You're young, but you're experienced. That's good.
Yep.
Got many years ahead of you yet.
In my time.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I had the privilege of visiting with you in a restaurant in Hoven up there with a close friend of mine, and you made an impression on me. I thought you were very personable, and I thought that is the kind of a person that needs to be the sheriff in the area up there. I don't know who's all running against you, and I don't know the others, but I do know that I have heard good things about you. And, the sheriff that's been there for 12 years, and I would guess if it isn't broke, don't fix it, right?
Right. I mean, it's been a good ride, and I want to protect the people here and help the people here as best I can. And, and I learned early on in my law enforcement career, and as a deputy over in Falk County, that, there's times that you're fighting with somebody and you're in an argument and you're rolling around, but you got to switch immediately as soon as some elderly person comes and they're missing their cat. You got to be able to switch it off and be personable to people, and and not everyone's out to get you. The county here has been pretty supportive of law enforcement, and so yeah, it's you learn a lot going through this career, and yeah, Anyway.
All right. Well, Kurt, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think I'm good. I thank you for this opportunity. It's great, and thanks for the questions and stuff.
Good.
I got pretty thick skin. I take a lot. I mean, I got a name of pain. There's a reason I'm big.
Absolutely. Yep.
So
I can't really think of anything else that comes to mind here. You pretty much answered what I wanted to know. We know that you're a constitutionally correct sheriff up there, and that's very, very important to the citizens of Potter County and Gettysburg. And even to me where I'm at here. I want to thank my friends up there in Gettysburg. They know who they are for encouraging you to give me a call and come on my show, because this is what we do.
Yeah.
I interviewed several weeks ago a gentleman by the name of Ryan McKaylee that's running for Pennington County Sheriff out there. He answered basically the same questions you did. I had a long talk with him on the phone. He was a very nice guy. You fit the bill with that, Kurt, and I'm glad that
Good.
that you called in.
Well, thank you for the opportunity again. I appreciate it.
No problem. And if you need us for anything on the radio, this station is available to you anytime, sir.
Well, I'll just keep playing the good music. I do enjoy it. And,
all right. You can do me one more favor before you leave.
All right.
All you have to do when I get done talking is say, "This is Kurt Hamburger. You're listening to Rapid Fire Radio." Or you can say Sheriff Kurt Hamburger, however you want. Go ahead.
This is Sheriff Curtis Hamburger. You're listening to Rapid Fire Radio.
Thank you, Kurt. Thanks for calling in, and keep up the good work, and thank you for your service and all you do for the Potter County people up there.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. All right. There you go. Sheriff Kurt Hamburger, Potter County, Gettysburg, South Dakota. I've had the privilege to meet him. He is the real deal. He's a personable guy, and if he sounded like he was a little bit businesslike tonight, of course he is, and he's got a lot on his mind. A lot of, even in these small counties, these sheriffs got a lot to cover, and a lot of folks don't understand or know this thing. And but he is a constitutionally correct sheriff, and that is the main thing. And he has served his country for 25 years, which is remarkable in this reporter's eye. So, Sheriff Hamburger, our hat is off to you here at Rapid Fire Radio, where you never know what's going to happen next. I'm going to take you out of here now, and we're going to go back to regularly scheduled programming. I'm going to play the Warrior song here. This is an instrumental when we leave, and then I'll take you back to regular music. God bless our troops. God bless good law enforcement out here in South Dakota. God bless the folks, the small businesses that helped build this country. The old Reb, I'm out of here for now. New Age Outlaws on Rapid Fire Radio. Don't forget the legendary MacGyver out there, and old Skeet. Never know when them guys are going to pop on our show. Rocking across the country at rapidfire.caster.fm, 1610 AM, Central South Dakota, 106.1, Gettysburg, South Dakota. Rocking music, the best on the planet, baby. The old Reb. I'm out of here for now.